everyone. Welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux and open source. I'm Vince Stone, joined every week by Jill Bryant and everyone watching us live over here on YouTube, LWDW. Come check it out, 3 p.m. Eastern. Ask the magic internet box what that is in your local time zone, and it might give you a correct answer, or it might not. I don't know. But plenty to talk about this week. We're going to be talking about GPU stuff, hockey pucks. Yes. Hockey pucks. Little mention of some ARM gaming. Maybe just to mention it. This is not the gaming show, but I'm going to give it a little mention because I'm really proud of what ARM's up to lately.
Yeah.
And Raspberry Pi audio boom. Nope, not boom boxes. Nope. Radio modules.
Yes.
Yes. But first, what's going on? What's new? Jill had a very surprise.
Yeah, I had a scary surprise.
Yeah, Friday, right?
Yeah, last Friday. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording a show, although like Vince said earlier, it would have been fun to get that live. So all of a sudden, I was just speaking in my mic, and it broke off the mount and landed in my lap. I've had this mic, since like 2018, something like that, and never had that happen to it. But what had happened is the plastic mount that came, this is the Aston Stealth mic, and it has a proprietary plastic mount. And I guess the plastic mount, it just deteriorated and split in half. So, yeah, and the worst thing was it hurt because this mic is a heavy, chunky mic with a built-in cloud lifter and everything in it. So it was heavy. But it's all fixed now. I got a universal mic mount for it, and that's working great. And then I ordered an Aston Stealth mic mount, another one from Sweetwater. So that's coming too. So I have a backup.
Got a backup.
Yeah.
What is Jurassic World Evolution? I've never played this.
Yeah, so I haven't played it yet. I just bought these this morning. It's an open source, an open world game on Steam that's got really good reviews. And so there are 2 of them out, Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2, and both of them are on sale on the Steam summer sale. And Jurassic World Evolution 2 is actually 90% off at $2.99, and I thought that was a great deal.
Oh, okay,
that's been on my wish list. I will grab it. So I actually grabbed both. I think the first one was like $10, $11. But I've been wanting, I love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, the movies, so I've been wanting to get into the games. And
I'm glad you still got that off, dude. I got burnt out on Jurassic World on the Mega Drive CD.
Oh,
that was the only game I had for CD that I personally owned was Jurassic World. I got it used at a reasonable price. That game sucked. It sucked so hard. Okay. It was so bad. And at the end of the game, you had to like shoot things, but you had to use like it was old Sega controllers like to move things on the. It was bad.
Oh,
it was bad, man. But that looks like a far superior game.
Yeah, no,
I had access to.
Yeah, even the first one is from 2018, but it looks pretty nice too, and so I'm looking forward to playing them. It's doing so well that their Jurassic World Evolution 3 is coming out in October, and you can pre-order it.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to it.
They're still making those movies, man.
Yeah, they are. I love the first 2. I mean, I love the original's the best, but I like Jurassic World.
I vaguely remember the second one.
Yeah.
Then I know there were more of that. And the next one I watched was the one with the guy in it.
Was it like the 3rd or 4th one?
I don't know. It's not Chris Pine, but what's his name? He tamed the raptors.
Okay. Yeah.
Star-Lord, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I think that was number 4, but I'm not sure. I only know the first 2 really well. I don't know the ones after.
I had a pretty interesting morning, everybody. It was kind of fun. More fun than it should have been. I'll be talking about the little ARM video I did later in the show. But I posted that in, when did I come out? Like Monday or something like that? I always drop, like, if I do a video, Razda, the company that made the board that I was using, they got a Discord and they got like a little like YouTuber videos thing. I always like drop it and I'm like, oh, here you go. Set it and forget it. Never think about it because like nobody ever really posts in there. People just post like YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I come in the studio this morning, I get everything lit up because I had to record something, and I saw a new thing's been posted, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, and I look at it, and under the video I'd posted, nobody had posted since, you know, people rarely post in there unless there's like a video about Rasta stuff, and the guy's like, oh, look, it's just some fake hands. Now, people.
Poor Ben.
I knew I should not engage with this person. The adult and the sane person of like, you don't want to engage with that level of crazy.
Yeah, no.
But I really wanted to know what you meant by fake hands.
Yeah.
I did. It was bugging me. I'm like, what is it, even that, man? Help me out. And I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. That's cray. Stay away from it. Fortunately, somebody else chimed in and they got in a discussion. So I kind of got a peek into the mind of like, so I'm sitting here like watching this, like it says like, oh, do tell. Let me know about how does your brain work? Tell me more about this, how fake hands work on the internet. Because it wasn't aimed at me. It was on the genre of fake hands. And this guy goes on it was like, you can't even tell if it's a real person, man. It's probably outsourced and like it could be generated and all.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
It was great. It was great. And it was like they were going back and forth with like their expert opinions and how this stuff works. And I'm like, this is wild. I was having a great time. And then they kind of get tuckered out. And the reason I had an image I brought up earlier, because then I just posted that and I'm like, if I outsourced my fake hands, I'd probably have a better recording rig, guys.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of cobbled this one together. I guess it short-circuited them. They haven't responded. Both of them have left. And I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they weren't actually trying to be horrible trolls, but it kind of seemed that way. And then they had a discussion.
They're
and
dumb,
they were just,
Jill.
yeah.
They're stupid people on the internet. Authoritatively ignorant is something. It just kind of blew my mind. Like I was having I was, like I said, I was curious. Like, what do you even mean by that? Do you have any concept of like, how do you shoot a product video?
Yeah.
Outside of a top-down camera, like, do you want me to look into your eyes and like stare longingly so you can develop that, you know, what do they call that type of one-sided streamer relationship that people end up with? I forget the name of it, but like something like that. And I'm like, nah, homie, I'm just here to like show you how this thing works and like tell you how to do it so you can go play with it at home, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dak Winter again developed that parasocial relationship. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
If that's what you want, keep going, man. I'm not interested. Again, like I said, I knew I should not have engaged with crazy, and I didn't. Fortunately, somebody else did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Steve Husband feels you because he has to do that a lot at work when he's filming demos.
Steve, I would never cover up such beautiful fake hands. I take pride in this. I gotta like do my nails before I record, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Do I look like somebody that does their nails? No. So I'm in here with like, not in here, but I'm like in the bathroom with my clippers and like trying to make it halfway straight. I'm like, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I gotta be careful for like 2 weeks so I don't like have massive like lesions and cuts and burns from like working on stuff. It's always a fun time. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Something I touched on Saturday on Linux Gamecast is utilities for monitoring and controlling your GPUs. Intel, AMD, NVIDIA. The one I use is LACT.
Mm-hmm.
There's different ones, you know, there's like green with it. There's a bunch of different ones. And these are ones that control like frequency, performance profiles, fan curves. LACT has basically shipped, and we've talked about it on this show before, but they've added something that's just
sweet.
Oh, it's all kind of super neat. It is super cool bonus feature. Multiple conditions to trigger profiles, not that kind, but you can run like super cool on like if you're just playing like a light game like Hollow Knight or something like that. You can tell the system, hey, if it detects Hollow Knight's running, dial the fans down, cut down the clocks, run light, don't use up a lot of power. But if you're going to be playing something, you know, really demanding, go ahead, give it the beans, give it all the juice, get loud, spool things up, best performance possible. Here's another one though. I got to come back up to the top. Quit scrolling, you horrible blue ball. LACT, finally, if you're familiar on Team Green, no, there's not a GUI for it, but NVIDIA, basically top NVIDIA SMI, if you run that, you'll get a process monitor of everything using your GPU. It'll tell you your VRAM graphics memory, your encode, decode, what's doing what. Now that's built into LACT, and it's got a nice little GUI. You can pull up like a regular system monitor. You can be like, hey man, what's chewing up all my GPU stuff? Who's using up all my VRAM right now? And you can see it right there. Flat pack service improvements. Oh, there is a note here though. If you get one of the latest and greatest RDNA Quattro GPUs, you're going to need at least kernel 614. So all you Arch users out there, don't worry about it. You'll be good. So older kernels have broken clock speed behavior. And like, it won't really hurt anything. You get some inaccurate reporting. How do you install LACT? Man, LACT is available
everywhere.
Yeah. Like, good luck finding something LACT is not. What do we got down here? Fedora, Debian, Gentoo, Ubuntu, NixOS. Yeah, the Flatpak, build it from source. It's great. I use it with my AMD GPUs. You can use it with AMD, NVIDIA, Intel. You got it. Go play with it. I like doing those things, and like that was like something I talked to you, Jill, about. Like, they still haven't added fan control to those Intel cards, dude.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem if you got like a larger card, like a 770, like Jill's got, right?
Yeah.
They got big beefy coolers on it, right? And like they can just run whenever, but you got one of those little screamy, shouty one slot cards like I got. You need to be able to control the fans. You're like, dude, I'm not doing anything on this card. Cut this horrible fan off. It's not going to overheat. And it's like, I don't trust you. So if you want to set fan curves and stuff like this, and having those profile trigger conditions in there are great, especially if you don't like your roommate, because you could flip that script. So when they're playing the super big games, it'll lower the clock speeds and cut the fans down lower, causing everything to run. Don't do that. That's a horrible idea. You didn't hear it from me. What do you think about this, Joe?
Oh boy. The first thing I thought when I saw this, cool, and I upgraded immediately. This new process monitor window showing profiles per game, it actually puts us in the Windows realm of GPU fan control, something we haven't had on Linux to that degree where it's per game. Unless you did some hacking with some scripts, which I had done years ago with some of my gaming keyboards and whatnot to let them light up with the games on Linux. But this is really cool that you can do it with your GPU fan control. And I think it's really cool also that the new process monitor window showing the list of processes that are using the GPU is really sweet too. Like when you run Firefox at Steam, it shows you the video RAM usage. And that's great. That's wonderful.
It's important to have that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you never need anything like this for your day in and day out. It's like GNOME System Monitor or KDE System Monitor, something like that, or HTOP or Top. I've never, I'm pretty weird. Sometimes I will just open HTOP for fun. I was about to say, you never open up HTOP when everything's going right. I'm like, sometimes I could just be like, oh, okay, look at the things dancing around. But it's utility like that. But being able to add those levels of customization with ease, because you could like script, like right now I have a like a Lua script tied into an application that launches at boot for this NVIDIA card to keep the fans always at 35% so it doesn't make that god-awful sound. So having a tool like this to do that, which I can do with LACT, but I have a very strict not broke, don't fix policy in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as that still works, I'm not going to touch it. Maybe when I eventually upgrade, but with the way NVIDIA is releasing cards, man, did you see I saw some early numbers on that 5050?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that thing's like losing to a 4060.
I know.
And I'm like, get out of here with this, man. It's like, I like looking at some of this new stuff, but I'm sitting over here on my old 3060 12 gig, and I'm like,
yeah,
man, it still does what I needed to do. Like, these cards aren't that much faster. So
I know.
But I know, Jill, they're going to be like, but you got to enable DLSS4 and cut on bonus frame generate. I'm like, no, that don't count. Those are gimmicks, homie. I'm not going to buy that.
Yeah, unless you have the top of the line cards. Right.
Okay, yes. In this imaginary world where I'm going to pay $1,200 for a card, yes, those are insane. Those are great. They're feats of engineering. And even the AMD stuff's pretty dope too.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see some. Well, we know we're getting some at least workstation cards from Intel based on Battlemage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about consumer cards, but we're definitely going to get some workstation cards heading our way. And I'm just sitting here and like, man, I just want like an A4000, dude. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Intel Arc Pro series is going to be sweet.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You know, I just bought my brand new to me RX. What was it? What did I get? 570? Yeah, 578 gig for the, I'll tell you about it in a little bit. Stay tuned. But we need to talk about USB powered hockey pucks, Jill. And they think I'm joking. Then I just showed them this picture.
Yes. Well, this is actually really exciting news. Ploopy, the makers of awesome open source computer peripherals like mice, trackballs, headphones, trackpads that we have talked about many times before here on LWDW, has released a new open source peripheral for your desktop computer that you can 3D print yourself. It's called the Ploopy Knob, and it is a programmable...
Nope, that's a hockey puck. You can call it whatever you want. That's a hockey puck.
And it's a programmable high-resolution scrolling device.
Might be a programmable hockey puck, but it's still a hockey puck.
It's still a hockey puck or a dial. I like to call them dials,
I've always called them pucks.
Yeah. It's a high-resolution scrolling device with this very smooth finish that can function as a media controller, let you, easily scroll through web pages on the internet. And it is a compact control device with a low-profile design, roughly the size of a large wristwatch, and contains a custom PCB powered by a USB-C connection. And it is powered by a Raspberry Pi RP2040 microcontroller, which runs QMK firmware. And as with every Ploopy product, the Ploopy Knob is fully open source with all files available on its GitHub page, including 3D printed case files, RP2040 firmware, and detailed guides for assembly and programming. And you can also pre-order a pre-built one for $49.99 Canadian. So it's pretty sweet. I like this. This one's only $50 from Ploopy. That's a good price point.
That's not bad.
Pre-built. Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say is, oh man, I don't want, if you're listening to this, Ploopy man, maybe I'm wrong, but like when I see like the 3D prints, like I think we're past the part of like, like a good bamboo printer. You don't see those lines anymore.
Yeah.
In the higher end 3D printers. So
correct. Yeah.
That would be like maybe what you'd want to do is like if you wanted something that looked a little bit smoother, is like because there's plenty of places that you can just send the files to and have them printed on a high-end 3D printer to make it look just a little bit better. But, if you got one at home or if you want one directly from Ploopy, jog dials are expensive. Having one that's open source that you can do whatever you want, especially on Linux.
Yes.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
really nice for video editing and using lots of different media software. So I imagine it'd be great for your DAW too. Then,
well, I got one for my DAW.
Well, you do, yeah, but an open source one.
Yeah, I got one.
A dial.
I got my jog dial on my X1 Touch. It's got the dial on it, which it's one of those things like it's handy when you need it, like when you're doing some surgical tracking. But the other night, what I really want, one day, people, somebody's going to put a used one up on eBay, is the DaVinci Resolve keyboard with a jog dial in it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, man, now that I would use, but until then, what I've done is I've modified my trackball to operate as a jog dial when I hold down a weird Vulcan key combination so I can scroll through the timeline real quick. But this might be something to look at, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Might be. All the Ploopy stuff's like really super cool.
Yes, it is.
We were talking, I might need to tape a bag of pennies to it though, because it's a bit on the light side.
Yes, they are light. So get those pennies ready, Ben.
Yeah. So cool, man. Like, love to see it.
Yeah.
Another thing I love to see is people doing cool stuff with ARM.
Yay.
Big fan of it, man. Like, I recently, the past year, just got into it, kind of stumbled into it by accident because I was curious. I'm like, where's this going? Like, what's it? Just like the current state of it. Because Raspberry Pi, and I always talk, okay, when like, we talked on the show, like Raspberry Pi's got some cool stuff, but we keep talking about like these other boards that are like way more powerful and all this. And I'm like, I need to get one. And I like just play around with it and see how bad it is. Then I just kind of fell into it. Now, if you've watched the internet and you've paid attention to stuff, like even from Linus Tech Tips, Level 1 Techs, my man Jeff, they've all used like systems from either Ampere or System 76.
Yeah.
And I know Jeff at least showed off a little bit of gaming with that. And I was like, that's really cool. Very exciting. Very happy to see it. But I wanted to see, like, can we do that like on a budget? Now, my first attempt at that was just on a little $100 board. And it worked. It worked. It wasn't great. And, not games that you'd want to be playing. So I'm sitting around the house thinking, all right, let me do something with this 06 board. I got a pretty powerful ARM board. It's not $5,000-$6,000. It's like $300-$400 board. Big price difference. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I got a RX 570, plugged it in, and I'm like, let's see if we can make this thing play a couple of video games. Because I'm going to show the video. You really want to go check out the video, or at least watch the video version of this, because we've all seen Doom running on a single board computer, right?
Yes.
oh, just Doom, the original Doom. Like, remember, like when you first saw that, like on a Raspberry Pi, you were like, what? It was amazing. It was crazy. You're like, this is unhinged on this little thing. But this is a 2025. So when you see that up and running, you're like, yeah, that's cool. I've seen that a million times. Well, this is Doom 2016 running at 1080p 60, right?
Yeah.
And not just Doom 2016, man. How about Shadow of the Tomb Raider running around?
Yeah.
Almost 60, getting up to 70, and 1080p too, man. It's running a pretty good control. And a little choppy, because we're using FX emulation. We're doing some crazy stuff, and something, a game I think Jill might have heard of, Portal 2.
Yes. That was sweet. It looks beautiful then. It really does.
At 1080p, over 100 FPS. Sometimes it drops into the low 89s. But it's pretty wild. So if you don't know about FEX, it's basically just Scandinavian level witchcraft that lets you run applications that have been designed for Intel and AMD CPUs on ARM. x86 Convertitron to ARM. And I set up the Orion 06. I paired it with a fresh from the mines, rescued from the mines RX 570. And these results were really neat, man. I'm just going to tell you, like, go check out the full write-up, check out the full guide, check out the notes, see for yourself. Everything's on Interfacing Linux YouTube channel, WebZone, and all that. Because, like, with everything I do over on Interfacing Linux, this is about showing people how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube videos there. I want you to watch it. Why? Because I want you to get excited about it. I want you to see this and go, I want to play with that. Like, how does that work? Is that Linux? And I'm like, yeah, man. Then you can head over to the website and actually find the full guide. There's my Elmo guide.
Yeah. Elmo is cute. You got Tux there and
yeah, we start
the Windows
with
logo.
Fex, and it converts the x86 to ARM.
To an ARM, a picture of an ARM.
Yeah. Steam to Proton, Proton to Windows, and finally Windows to Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I walk you through setting up your 06 if you got one laying around, how to get Fex set up, how to install Ubuntu, and how to just get into it and play some games. It's really cool. Not everything's perfect. Yep. One of my favorite games, old Bayo. Look at the butterflies.
Oh, Bayonetta. Yeah.
Dude, any game where you have high heels that are shotguns, I'm a fan of, man.
Yeah.
It's only getting about 6 to 12 FPS. Like, not everything's great, and I showed off something in the video with a Horizon Zero Dawn where it's got a weird bug where everything's in slow motion.
Oh, yeah, it's all
everything's like super
pixely, like streamy.
No. Everything's just in slow motion.
Oh, that's right. That's the slow-mo one. Yeah.
Everything's in slow motion except for the camera control.
Yeah.
So I can move around and zoom around at like 30 plus FPS, but as soon as I start moving, it's like, it's crazy. It's weird. It's insane. What they're doing with the effects EMU is super important. It is. Even if like this is not something on your mind right now, I'll talk about this probably way more in depth on Saturday. I just wanted to give it a mention on this show because this is going to maybe not replace x86, but it's definitely going to be an option. We've seen ARM on the desktop. ARM's already been on the desktop. This isn't the future. This is the 3-4 years ago when the original M series Mac came out. When that came out, go find me. It was like, there it is. That's ARM. Get ready for it. Here it comes. The M series. We're on like M11 right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
They're crazy. And we've seen Asahi Linux on that, but they're going to be making inroads because Qualcomm Snapdragons, they're coming. And, there have been attempts at getting Windows. Windows is getting closer to being able to ARM, but, you got to think like 10, 15 years down the road, probably going to have more ARM-based desktop systems than x86. I know it sounds like a bold claim, might even sound a little bit crazy to some. It depends on how deep into the bubble you are, but you're still going to want to be able to play your Linux games, your Windows games, that library. And that's why this is going to be, applications like Fex and Box 64. They're laying this groundwork. Like this is still super early days. So it's amazing that it's already this performant and that this will be fleshed out even more and ready to where you don't think about it because you don't think about running games through Proton, do you, Joe?
No.
Just play, man.
Play. Like, just hit play.
Did you hear that Withering Waves now works on Linux?
Yes, I sure have. In fact, I played it. Yeah.
I thought about Joe because I know you play the Honk Train Honky Tonk or whatever that game is called. I don't know.
Honkai Star Rail.
Withering Wave. Yeah, I knew it was like one of those types of games, man. And apparently that just works. So go if you get a chance, swing by, give the video a watch. Maybe if you like it. If you don't like it. That's how that works. And let me know what you think. And maybe we could do some more with this in the future because I've definitely had some people point out, like, you could use a better video card. As I said at the end of the video, the 06, I've upgraded the 06 from haunted as a single board computer to it's getting there. It's still got issues with PCI Gen 4 support. Even though it supports Gen 4, it's got 8 lanes of PCI Gen 4. Not a lot of stuff works yet. So they're still working on that. So I was like, Gen 3 GPU, that would be cheap, that anybody could just go on eBay and buy one for like $50.
Yeah,
guess who won?
Exactly.
Yeah, an RX 570.
Running a more powerful, newer GPU doesn't make sense right now because it's still in development.
Well, my 2060 works great at it. I was surprised how many people get skill checked because, I posted that was such a common question in forums and emails on Discord, on Roz's things. Like, how did you get the NVIDIA drivers working? I'm like, you download it and you install it. Put your kernel headers in and you compile it. And they're like, what mean compile? I'm like, skill check. skill check. People don't know how to do it. Man, Jill, they don't know how to open terminals anymore.
Yeah. And earlier, Ven, what game was it that had it was the one that was smearing with FSR? What game was that?
That was The Witcher 3, man.
Witcher 3, that's it. I was trying to remember what game it was.
Dude, I had to take a stab at it. Like, I'm not joking around here. Let me cut the quality up on this.
Yeah.
Let me put it on 1080p, even though it's a 4K video.
Yeah.
So this is The Witcher 3 running with FSR 2.
It's all smeary. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an oil painting because that's what this stuff does. But I mean, you get like almost 50 FPS at 1080p.
Sweet. Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's cool, but I don't like my game looking like an oil painting. So what do? I cut it off and then it immediately drops down to about 30 FPS. But that's
which is still playable.
Yeah. Like I ask in the video, I'm like, where do you make that trade-off, man? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But the fact that FSR even works on the ARM processor,
yeah, dude, FSR works. FSR
is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I'll probably be doing more on that in the upcoming future. I got all the stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, go check it out. Get excited knowing that, because I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, from my cold dead hands, I'll always have an x86. Like, there'll come a time. But that transition is going to be a lot smoother thanks to tools like this. And we're going to get to the point, man, like where there's going to be enough GPU grunt where you're not going to need a discrete GPU to pull off at least this level of performance. We're not too far away from that right now.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Now, let's talk about Raspberry Pi Radio Module Part 2, the sequel.
Yeah. So Raspberry Pi has released a new standalone Wi-Fi and Bluetooth radio module that is priced at just $4. The Raspberry Pi Radio Module 2 uses the same Infineon CYW43439 Take Two radio as the Raspberry Pi Pico W and Pico 2W Wi-Fi versions. And it is designed for the Raspberry Pi 2040 and Raspberry Pi 2030-50 based products requiring wireless connectivity. And the module features a low pin count SPI host interface, castellated edge pads, and an onboard 2.4 gigahertz antenna. And it includes
Wait, gotta pause this real quick.
Ooh.
You need to clean the tip of that soldering iron.
Oh,
Jeez.
I see. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice that before. That's a Raspberry Pi developer really busy.
I was going to give him static for using such thin solder, but then I saw the tip and I'm like, that's way worse. That's way worse. All right. Sorry, Jill. I didn't mean to interrupt. That just
That's okay. I didn't notice that until you pointed it out. And the Raspberry Pi Radio Module 2 includes a 1-to-1 single board 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi 4 and Bluetooth 5.2 low energy antenna and comes with fully modular certification. And they are out of stock now, but when available, you can get the Raspberry Pi Radio Module 2 for $4.40 over at Pi Shop and for $4 over at Vilros. So this is really awesome. $4 for, to have a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity on chips that didn't originally come with them is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And this helps you skip if you're developing, an application or product with something that didn't initially have a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It is the nightmare that's getting these things certified.
Yeah.
The certification process, like a legit thing, not like a hobby project that you're doing at home. And, I'm of a mixed bag because I have a bunch of boards and some boards have built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on them. Mm-hmm. And some don't. They just have that, what is it, like the M.2 E key or whatever, B key.
Oh, yeah.
The one where
you can use USB or whatever. Yeah.
Plug in one of these little tiny guys into and put antennas on it. I can take it or leave it, but, I like having, this is something that you got to solder on. This is for people making stuff, if you're working on a project.
Yeah.
You could hotwire one of these to like maybe a 2040 or something. I don't know, man. Like $4, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
$4 on for a microcontroller chip for a project where you have like hundreds of them. I mean, I think that's a pretty good
Just
price.
get a bag of them. You never know. Do something with them. And, they're good. And they're going to work with Linux.
Yes, exactly.
This is the important thing. You're not going to be like putting a card in there going, maybe this is going to work. Maybe it'll work a little bit. You'll know this will work. And it'll work with the Raspberry Pi SBC and other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Man, we didn't do too bad. About 36 minutes, Jill. Clocked it
Yay!
up. There we go. Gonna wind things down, everybody. Thanks for watching us live, hanging out in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pico de Gallo. Yeah, that's right. Master Toy Maker, if that is your real name.
Aw, that's my Steve husband.
If you like what we do, head over to Linux Gamecast. Check out the other stuff that's going on. Linux Gamecast Weekly, we finished Gem Hadar and the
That was
holograms.
hilarious. Yeah.
Where I spent way too much time making that thumbnail, Jill.
Yeah. It turned out good, Ben. That's awesome.
You would be surprised because there's not like an HD version of Deep Space Nine. They shot it all on
standard definition.
Yeah, it's not. They didn't even shoot it on film. They shot it on regular magnetic tape.
Yeah.
So everything's low def. So I couldn't find a high res space pictures for the chip. They're all rough looking, but you kind of get the idea. But we talked about some fun stuff, man. Because if you didn't know about it, Valve almost launched Valve's subscription service back in 2004. Sandy's got some interesting. He played around with that 3D Nesatron application on Steam, which is pretty cool. And I found Mario Kart 64, a native Linux version of that. That's really easy to set up. And of course, we also touched on what we touched on last week, which I guess we need to bring up, the Fedora 32, right?
Yeah.
They decided that, you know what? We're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that, which we expected to happen.
They pulled an Ubuntu. You cowards. That's what I called Canonical when they said the same thing 7 years ago. I'm like, somebody needs to do this. I just need to see and figure out what happened. But we got a patron. Patron.
Yeah.
If you want to become one of our beautiful people supporting what we do, keeping us loud, live, ad-free, and independent, we got a couple of rewards for you. Access to our super secret Discord, where the other 6 days of the week, you get live and uncut versions of these shows in podcast format over there. And while you're on the Patreon page, if you don't want to deal with YouTube and all that, you just want a version of the video that you can call your own without having to worry about YouTube, DLP, and all the other fun stuff, there's a higher quality version I put up just for you lot to be able to watch. And you get some gaming invites because I host the TM2 crew here on YouTube at TM2C on Tuesdays and Fridays, where we put a Raspberry Pi under a torture test because it's running a Trek Media server that we get together on, and we have a ball. Then we do some RPG on Fridays, and no stream tomorrow for Jordan because he's got to work. Yeah, but Friday I'll be back, and Saturday over on Twitch /Linux Gamecast. Come hang out, come say hi, and I got a Discord for Interfacing Linux, but I'm still not going to tell you crazy people where it's at. You got to find it. So, I'll keep my secrets. There we go. We got a merch store, which isn't as cool this week, Frank. Your Obey shirt. I guess they obeyed the audience.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, fine. But they're thinking about it. They're thinking about dropping it. They'll get it together. And that's going to wrap us up for this afternoon, this evening. Yay. Thanks for watching. And of course, time for some bouncy music. And another bonus thing, your name in the credits.
Aw, thank you to our wonderful Patreons, especially our Theron, our advisor in chat, our executive producers, Barb, Rant, Scott, Atomic, 12345, our Chicago Get Kicks Meals level, Empty Basil, Glorious Egg Roll, our Sea Monster, System T, DeCresney, Veritanuda, our Death Notes, Oil of Hope, Zeno, Nova, Chad, Romeo, our Chairlings, Mere PPC, S. Michelleism, and many others that I can't read their names fast enough.
Billions of others.
Yeah. Oh, and everyone that's here in the U.S. have a wonderful 4-day weekend. 4th of July is coming.
And everybody with a time machine, go back to yesterday and wish everybody a happy Canada Day.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
See? Get everybody covered. Ha ha.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Love you all. Do, 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 do.